Parents came from Holland, and they had gone through the war, and my father was a sailor or an engineer, and he got a job on a sugar plantation in Java in roughly 1947. The background was when they went to Indonesia on a sugar plantation where I was born, and because of politics they were forced out of a place they loved to live. And I was small, but the family stories were sort of part of growing up. My parents went to Holland in 1951, at the end of 51, and then they left Holland for Canada in 53. And like many families, my father was fully qualified as a Dutch engineer, and when he was told that they wanted people with his qualifications, and then he got a job washing railway cars because they wouldn't recognize his qualifications. It's funny to be a senior now and to have lived most of my life in easy times. And when I was growing up, my parents were very, very thrifty, and they saved every penny and had tenants and ended up with a nice house, and I went to good schools where I was not a scholar. I grew up, I would say, in Toronto, and I liked, as a young person, I liked very much when we would go to a provincial park or things of that nature with nature, so that when I was 19, I started to work for the mines in Inco so that I could have a piece of land. And on the land I put up fence and put in a big garden and built a barn and put up a prefab cottage, and sort of enjoyed the freedom that you have when you're young, and it doesn't matter, as long as you're healthy and active, it doesn't matter if you eat beans or steak. I enjoyed the life on Manitoulin, but then I met Evelyn, and then Evelyn likes to work, so we had to find a place where she could find work as well, and Manitoulin wasn't that place. Evelyn felt she wanted to know the Canadian culture before she worked, so she wouldn't come at it without knowing what the culture was like. So the best way for her to learn the culture was to go to Teachers College, the French Teachers College in Sudbury, and that was where I took a bricklaying course, but I did more labor than bricklaying, and it ended up that with the bricklaying profession, at that time there was not much construction, and even in the summertime, so the season would start late and it would finish early, and you'd spend 6 months of the year not working. So I applied to the post office, and I got a job as a letter carrier.